Hello and welcome to Fox 59 News. On this 60-minute special, we will be interviewing characters from multiple sources about their own experiences with fate and/or free will.
We will be interviewing characters from Shakespeare's Macbeth, Kevin Flynn and Jim Dwyer's 102 Minutes, and Roy F. Baumeister's Do You Really Have Free Will? Now off to our interviewer Noah with the characters of Macbeth.
So Macbeth, after meeting the witches and hearing their prophecies, do you think you could have changed the life they predicted?
Nay, after hearing the weird sisters Barnaby yelled I would have come with power. I so badly did want this to be as true. Being the loyal husband I am, I did listen with open ears to what mine own jointress, Mistress Macbeth, while suggested, I doth murder King Duncan. I believe it's yon the hags predetermined mine own destiny, and mine own wife's pressure made it impossible to change it my own fate.
And now on to the witches. What was your motive behind sharing these prophecies with Macbeth?
For reasons yon art unknown to others power. But death known as a possible answer. Yon is the reasoneth.
Anyway, now let's go talk to Lady Macbeth and see what she thinks about her husband.
My own husband had this day choice.
Why didn't he have no choice?
Whatever I saith goeth, so I would pressure, threaten, and pester that gent until that gent committed this act. 'Twas the only option to gain power.
And now back to the studio with Madeline.
Thanks, Noah, for that.
These interviews show how Macbeth's future was set in stone and a prophecy foretold by the witches determined his future. In the case of Macbeth, his free will was ripped out of his hands. Macbeth did not have free will.
And now to Alex with the weather.
It gon' rain.
Thanks, Alex.
Now we go back to Noah with his interview on the characters of 102 Minutes.
So, Liz, do you believe fate played a role in your survival on the day of September 11th?
Yes, I was on my way up the elevator at the 105th floor for my Boston breakfast. But since the building's too tall, we boarded the wrong car, which caused us to go all the way down to the lobby to start over again. I was on the ground floor when the planes hit, so when I was a few minutes while I was down there to save my life.
So, Joseph, how was fate involved in your story?
So I was staying in the Marriott directly next to the Twin Towers. Normally, around 9 a.m., I go swimming in the outdoor pool below the second Twin Tower. That day, my alarm didn't go off, and I was a few minutes later than usual. I was opening the door to the pool area when I heard a loud boom. A bunch of debris fell into the pool. I later found out that that was the plane attacks, and I'm just happy that I didn't get hit by a bunch of debris.
Well, that was some interesting insight from the two survivors of the 9/11 attacks. Back to you, Madeline.
Thanks, Noah. These interviews show how fate plays a role in our everyday lives. Whatever the definition of fate may be, without it taking control in these people's lives, they may not be alive to attest to the miracles of fate that saved their lives.
Now off to our final interview with Noah.
Thanks, Avery. Now we're going to talk to the article. Do you believe fate exists? No, it does not, as it states on page 3. The evolution of free will began, which living things began to make choices. Free will is an advanced form of a simple process of controlling oneself called agency. The article, show how many factors play into the phenomenon of fate and one's free will, such as supernatural forces.
This article can be connected back to the story of Macbeth. The article says scientists who argue against free will say that it means a soul or other supernatural entity causes behavior. The witch's supernatural powers forced Macbeth to behave out of character, such as committing murder.
In Macbeth, fate is looked at like something that cannot control, and everything is meant to happen accordingly.
While in 102 Minutes, it can be argued that fate plays a role in survival. Without fate, these interviewees may not be here. They were meant to do something on Earth before they leave.
In conclusion, it is hard to define fate. There is no clear definition of it, although some share common ideas. Here at Fox 59 News, we believe that fate is in fact real. Fate can be determined by our everyday life choices, therefore it determines your destiny.
That's all we have for you today, folks. See you again, B4.